Okay, greetings everyone, this is First and 2753 with the next episode of Geopolitical Simulator 4 Power and Revolution. And we are playing as the Return to the Golden Age of Greece. And it has come to the end of 2019, so it is time for your favorite episode, Statistical Review. Here we go. Okay, I did write down a few of the numbers from last year so we can trace how we're doing this. There has been a lot of change in Greece over the course of the year. Just to go back to that this screen for a second, we have expanded the borders of Greece, expanded the Greek Empire vastly in the Middle East, annexing Lebanon, Israel, and subjugating Syria, which in turn subjugated Jordan, which is now pink. That's good. So improved relations a little bit. We can try to help Jordan out a little bit, I guess, since they're a dependency of our dependency, and therefore, you know, part of our, you know, conglomerate, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. So back to the statistics. So let's take a look at Greece. Click on Greece. Greece. I have to click on Greece myself. There it is. Okay. So what has happened? Population has more than doubled, almost tripled from the beginning. We were at 82nd with 10 million, and we are now at 27 million, 52nd. So we didn't really go up tremendous. Well, we went up a good amount in rank, I guess. But the largest population in the world, the Philippines, is the first country with 100 million, and they are at 13. And then the United States with 335. And India and China still with over a billion. Alright, we had about the same as we started in 2018, as we didn't start in 2017. Okay, next. Demographics. Oh wait, I wanted to check out Politique actually, because I wanted to check out who was on the Security Council. Security Council has changed. Ooh, that means I have to reduce my subsidies, because I was sending foreign aid to Rwanda, I think, and a couple other countries that were on the Security Council. Is that Swaziland is now on the Security Council. Nigeria stayed on the Security Council. I think they rotate 2 members every year or something like that. Sudan also stayed. Egypt now on the Security Council. Ooh, that's interesting. An invasion because we wanted to invade Egypt. They won't be able to veto though. Bhutan, I think they were still on it. Ghana was on it. Guinea is a new one, and the Central African Republic is new. Swaziland and Libya. Wow, and that Libya is our close ally too. Huh. Okay, so the makeup of the Security Council has changed, and we'll have to consider that when we wage war, especially against Egypt, because we're looking to wage war against Egypt and Cyprus probably in the next couple. And Jordan is no longer a recognized country, I guess, because they're a dependency of Syria. The Palestinian states aren't recognized either. Wow. That is interesting. So I guess Greenland is a dependency of Denmark, it looks like. Yeah, and that's why they're not recognized. Okay, that answers what we were saying last episode. Japan is still on it. Our last statistical review, because I took a look at the statistical review and I was curious why Greenland. Puerto Rico, another dependency. Alright, so dependencies are not considered nations, independent nations in the UN. Alright, that's good to know. Demographics, here we go. Demographic population density. Last episode we were looks like 79th, but now we've dropped to 5, or we started at 77. We might have been 80. No, we were 82nd. Sorry, we were 82nd last episode because we were becoming less dense, and now we've become more dense. We're dense now. Very dense population. Lebanon, Israel probably added to the density. Well, I don't know. It doesn't show that they are dense, really, right? Density is right in there. That's interesting. Okay. Well, we did have huge migrations, right? That's one of the reasons why the density is probably increased. Okay, next. Demographics. Population under the age of 15. Alright, this has grown. We were at 12%. And we were 161st last year. Yeah, so I guess we had dropped a little bit. We were getting younger, and now... No, we were getting older from when we started, and now we are definitely getting younger. We have a younger population, which is good for the workforce, but we don't want to get too young, because then they get rebellious, right? You don't want too young, because it could disrupt the whole demographic system too, and the whole Social Security. But you want a decent young population to go into the workforce to pay for the elderly, because our elderly population started at, we were the 4th oldest at 20% over 64, and now we have dropped to 44. So we're not as old as we used to be. So I think demographically, as far as funding Social Security, these invasions have paid off. They've worked out, so that should cost us hopefully less, I guess. Alright, what else? Life expectancy. This might drop. Yeah, this dropped. We were pretty high before. Let's see, we started at 80. Well, we're about to where we started. We were at 80.3 17th, and now we're at 80.1 26. We were 5th last year at 82 in life expectancy. We were one of the best life expectancy countries, being 5th. So maybe we can work on improving that. Still, it's pretty good. I mean, I think it's better than what the United States is today. Yeah, it's even better what the United States is in the game, 79. So life expectancy is not bad. We're up there. We're in the top. We're in that maximum category, right? Between 78 and 87. Alright, so pretty good life expectancy there. More demographics. Migration flow. This is, yeah, we have become the 2nd largest. That's because we took over Lebanon, and everyone has been migrating into Lebanon. Look at Syria. Like, no migration there. They're moving out of Syria. They probably got a negative. Yeah, Syria's got a huge negative, and they're all coming into Lebanon. So we got to work to improve our dependency. Lebanon, aka Greece, has a huge migration flow. So we're going to need to create more jobs to go ahead and deal with all these new migrants. I did slow down. I did put that one policy on slowing down or not encouraging growth, migration. Fertility rate stayed the same generally through the whole thing so far. Okay, so that deals with demographics and population. To life and health. Human Development Index 31. We started at 28 and we have dropped, but we haven't changed at all. And that's what it was last year. The HDI has not moved from 0.853, although other countries' HDI has moved. So I don't really know how to change my HDI, improve my HDI. GDP per capita, I think that's up. It's definitely up from when we started at 17,000, 26,000. Yeah, we were at 21,000 last year, so GDP per capita has definitely gone up. 29th. We were at 35th last year. We started at 37th. GDP per capita is definitely growing. Gross national happiness is declining. We were at 5.88. Well, we started at 5.03. Last year we were at 5.88. And we were 74th. But since the conquest, we've dropped a little bit to 5.7. Alright. So we got to concentrate a little bit more on domestic stuff, I think. Let's see. Population under the below the poverty line. 22%. I didn't look at what it was. I don't think I covered this in the last statistical review. But we have definitely grown. Our population below the poverty rate has grown. That is an issue. But that grew before the conquest, so that wasn't an effect of the conquests. Calories per day, still top 4. Huge, people. Huge. Right? That has not changed at all. I don't know how that changes. Alright. Population per doctor. This might be an issue. Yeah, look at that. That seems to have grown, which is a bad thing. We want to be low on this list. Still pretty good world ranking wise, but I think we might need to expand our healthcare and healthcare facilities. We did expand a little bit with the conquest, but I think it's time to expand a little bit more, especially because we have that huge surplus. What was in there? Let's see. Hospital per population per hospital bed. Yeah, that's grown a little bit too. We definitely need more doctors. I'm gonna put that on my list. More doctors. I have a list. I have actually a shopping list. I labeled it on my notepad here. We're gonna have what I'm going to buy in the next year, which will include 1,000 missiles to start, and I'll probably be doing that like once a month. 1 to 2 aircraft carriers, 3 grand libraries, research spending, health spending, healthcare spending, sports spending, subsidies for shipping industries and their subsidiary sectors, and now we're going to add more doctors. So I have a big shopping list. As long as that surplus remains the same. Check out that surplus real quick. Boom! Look at that. As long as that doesn't, that still might change in the next week or two to recalibrate. I don't know if that's completely recalibrated yet, but if it is not, oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. And look at that income. Our income is grown so much, and we've been cutting taxes too, right? Well, we didn't cut the turnover tax. We increased that a little bit, I think, at the beginning. All right, what was I on? I forgot what I was on. Life expectancy still. I think we covered everything there. Let's go to economy. Economic power is the same as GDP, so we'll just go to GDP right away. And this number is going to be very good. This is going to be my favorite number. All right, 46. The beginning at 195 billion had us 46 in the world. The last statistical review episode, we were 45th in the world. We only got up one ranking, and we were at 234. Now today, boom! Look at that, 22nd. Oh man, 720. All right, Turkey is the first country with a trillion GDP. I'd like to get up to a trillion GDP. Oh man, our growth rate at 10%. 3 years, but a conquest or two might be able to get us up to 1,000 GDP pretty quickly. What does Cyprus have? Cyprus only has 20. What does Egypt have? Egypt has 4. If we conquer Egypt, an Egyptian conquest could launch us over a trillion, and we could eclipse Turkey with an Egyptian conquest. That is significant. Wow. Very cool. And Indonesia, maybe even Spain, which would put us in the top 15. Right behind Australia, Mexico. Then we're a big player. Then we're like G20, right? I wonder if we can get into the G20. Because we're 22nd. Huh. That could be a goal. That would be returning Greece to the golden age. Right? Becoming part of the G20, becoming a major global player. That's something to think about. Okay, so next on the list is going to be GDP per capita. We did. Inflation. Our inflation is through the roof. We are the highest inflation. I don't even want to talk about that right now. Budget. All right, our budget is at 170, and we were at 58. 61 to start. We dropped it down to 58. Now it's at 170. But the income has dramatically increased, so I'm not too worried about that. Right? Do we have income here? Total. No. Economic aid. It's negative. We're giving aid. I guess were we receiving aid at one point? I guess we're not receiving aid anymore. We're giving out more. Budget deficit. Total public debt. This is an interesting number. Ah, really? We're still that high? I thought we might have... Oh no, that's what we started at. We're gonna drop. This is gonna be another huge drop. We started at second with 177. Last year, we were 7th with 118, and now today 97th. Look at that, 32%. We have had a huge drop in the public debt as percentage of GDP. I think financially we have managed this country very well. So there you have it. That's our economic stats. World production, I'm not going to go into that. No, I'm not going to go into that. Work. Active population, let's see, 45% is what we started with. We are now at 40. 40? We've dropped with active population. That's not a good sign. Unemployment was at 23%. We were 35th. We are now down to 4th. And this goes... how does this work? Really? It looks like the economies around the world... We're actually pretty high. I think we've gone... This has been a dramatic change, global change. It doesn't look like we're in global recession at all. It looks like we're in a period of growth. That's insane. Wow, I wish I could... That is insane. Look at how... There's work everywhere. The global economy has to be booming. Insanity, how much work is available. That's great, I guess. Security-wise, let's see what we got here. This is an important number. Defense budget. We were at 38th, and now we are at 17th. We've increased our defense budget. Whew! $25 billion, it looks like. One of the largest defense spending countries in the world. Makes sense. Military power index. I think last time we were like at the top somehow. I don't know how this is measured, because we were like #1 last time with like something like 31,000. I don't know how this is measured. Okay, we're just gonna move on from there. Security. Soldiers. We are 17th. We were 36th. We've gone up to 17th in the world with soldiers. China's got a ton. China, India, and the United States all have million-man armies. Turkey, where is Turkey? I want to compare to Turkey. There you go. We got to do Turkish comparisons, because we have to try to... They're our #1 rival, right? Egypt, too. Look at Egypt. They'll be a tough nut to crack. Alright. Where am I? Security. Tanks and armored cars. Alright, we are 12th in the world, while Egypt is 7th. Yikes. They're going to be a tough country. Turkey is 3rd. Good lord. Wait, this is what we started with? That's what we started with. We have less than what we started with. We dropped because we lost because of all the wars. Okay. Next, missile launchers. We have started with 15. We are now 38th. We've lost the number of missile launchers. And where is Egypt? 13th, and Turkey is 10th. We need to buy more missile launchers. We might not invade Egypt anytime in the near future. I think I need to build up my forces a little bit here. Helicopters. Started with 23, now we're down to 20. Egypt's got 109. Turkey's got 319, and we definitely need more of those. Commandos, 790. Started with 64. Now we're in top 10. That's good. And Egypt is 16th. Turkey is 19th. Okay. Now, fighter planes. We've got 295. Egypt's got 569. Turkey's got 374. Wow. We're 14th. Turkey's 13th. Egypt is 7th. So we need a lot there too. Alright. We might have to build up other military industries as well, not just the shipping industry. Alright, let's see what we got as far as naval power. What about drones? 16 drones, 20 drones, 39 drones. They all got us on drones. Cruisers and frigates, we have 35. Turkey's got 47. Egypt, it's got 10. We got Egypt on cruisers. Got a more powerful navy, but Turkey's got a more powerful navy than us. Nobody's got aircraft carriers, right? Let's just see who in the world has aircraft carriers. England's got one, Thailand, Spain. Russia still has not rebuilt an aircraft carrier. Italy has got 2, India, Japan. China's only got 1. United States is dominating with 11. What else have we got here? Submarines. We've got 11. They've got 4. Turkey's got 13. Alright. Security. None of us has nuclear submarines. Anybody have nuclear submarines? United States, Russia, China, those countries. Then, nuclear warheads is going to be the next category. This is where we dominate, actually. 80. We are in the top 10. We are nuclear power. Egypt and Turkey, neither of Egypt and Turkey have nuclear weapons. I wonder what would happen if I detonated a nuclear weapon. I don't want to. But what if I did? I could take out Ankara, Cairo, and Istanbul. But I don't want to, because I definitely don't want to take out Istanbul. I want to conquer Istanbul. We are part of the nuclear club. North Korea's got 12. Argentina! Where did they come from with 9 nuclear weapons? That's crazy. Alright. That's stuff to manage. Human rights. Level democracy. 58th in the world. Level democracy. We're in the maximum category. We are definitely in the maximum category. And we've brought in democracy to Lebanon and Israel here. Look at that. Oppression. Oppression in the Middle East. Too bad Syria, our dependency, isn't a democracy. But we could bring Egypt democracy. We'll see what happens. Okay. Education. I think we have some of the best education in the world, right? Alphabetism. We are literate, basically. They know the alphabet. Primary education, 99%. Everybody's at 99%. Where does that end? Morocco at 65. Less than 99%. Higher level education. Nice! We are 5th in the world with higher level education. That is significant, especially when we're moving towards our goals, our academic goals. That I like. And that number of higher level education students per 100,000. I think I'm going to even increase this number even more. I want to take over this list to return Greece to the golden age. That's sort of like a secondary goal. Number of Nobel Prizes. Here we go. Still only stuck with 2 Nobel Prizes. I don't know how to do that. We're at 35th. We're trying to get to 10. Let's see here. Number of patents per year is another one. 15. I think we've gone up. Nope, we haven't. We've gone up 0.1. Okay. Never mind. I gotta do more research funding. I think we've built up the educational infrastructure for sure. I think. Based on those other numbers, those earlier numbers. And I think it's time. We've got 3rd level. 89th. We are top 4. How much has higher level grown? That hasn't really grown much. Okay. Okay, so I haven't built up the infrastructure. Never mind. Scientists. That's gone up a little bit, which is good. We gotta improve those numbers too. I want to get in the top 10. So we want to get this number in the top 10 too, probably. Alright, so we have work to do on research and education still. Culture. Books. This was one of mine, right? Books published. That's gone up. That's moving in the right direction. But we still got to get it higher. We had that one book fair, literary fair. And I think it might be an annual thing now. We got to get it up into 30,000s. We got to get it up to the 30,000s. We got to do a lot more books. So I got to subsidize. I don't remember if I subsidized those industries. All right, still have a lot more work to do. Summer Olympics, 6 medals. Stay the same. Winter Olympics. I think we have Olympics in 2020, right? Wow, I should really do something with sports. Winter Olympics, non-existent. We didn't compete. Is that accurate? I thought we did compete. Nope. Apparently, no Greek competition in the Winter Olympics. Alright, that's fine. I thought I competed. Or maybe we just didn't get any medals. Yeah, I think we didn't get any medals. FIFA ranking. Oh, look at that. Gone up in FIFA ranking. That's good. Soccer players getting a little better there. And what else do we have here? Religion? I don't think that's a factor, really. Environment. CO2 emissions per inhabitants. Ours is pretty... I mean, compared to the... It's similar to a lot of the rest of the world. The developed world. We're lower than the United States. We did not join the Paris Climate Accords. So, that has had its impact. The biggest number that's a problem for us is this one right here, 38%. And that's something I have to improve in the next episode once I figure out if this surplus is actually the real surplus that I'm going to retain for the year. So if that's the same, then we'll, if that sticks throughout January, it doesn't get recalibrated, then we should do pretty good. Be able to fix things pretty well in our country. Right? Currently we have 41% inflation, which is insane. Employment is below 5%, but it could be better. Growth is a comfortable 3.65. And generally I think things are pretty good, other than my popularity. There's an election coming up in October. Congressional elections are in October of 2021, so we still have a lot of time before the elections. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Dealt with statistical review for one episode. Remember, once I get to 200 views, I will publish another one. So if you want to, well, if you don't like this episode, you probably haven't been watching the whole time. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.